Ever with Meghan and Harry, nothing is ever truly straightforward, is it? If you recall, a while back, Meghan was teasing a return to a certain platform, but now that's all been put on the back burner. But as ever, why? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company. And as ever, lovely to see you all. By the way, can I just mention this? Don't know if you saw this in the press, but isn't it wonderful to know all of those wonderful Paddington bears that were left during, of course, the sad demise of our late monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, outside Windsor, and of course Sandringham, Balmoral, Buckingham Palace. They've all been collected and they're all going off to children's charities, mainly, of course, Bernardo, some being given very special names too. So if you did donate those, it's good to know, isn't it, that they're all going to someone who would just simply adore Paddington, won't they? I mean, you know, for us, for the world really, everybody I think will remember that brilliant sketch now, featuring of course our late monarch, where she kept her marmalade sandwich in her famous handbag for later. I know. And I don't think she could have known just how well that was going to take off. It was, for me, the pinnacle of the Platinum Jubilee because, you know, it was just one of those heart-moving moments, wasn't it? Very beautifully acted, well written, and so memorable. As I say, if you were one of those very kind people who left a Paddington bear in remembrance of our late monarch, rest assured they've all been collected, all been cleaned, and will be all going to a fabulous new home. So thank you. Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. This story really all centres upon the fact that Meghan Markle, as you know, likes to throw things out there and seemingly retracts them very quickly, as we've seen. You know, it's strange, isn't it, with the podcast, it's going, then it's coming back, then it's going, all of that sort of stuff, and then the cartoon disappeared entirely completely. And I think what's more interesting with this particular story is Meghan decided to tease us with this when she did the interview with the New York magazine The Cut, you know, the supplement thing, you know. Not very well received at the time, mainly overshadowed by those rather cruel remarks about, of course, Prince Harry losing his father. Seemingly he's just at the end of the phone bit, whichever way you look at it. They decided to make that the big story, as we all now know. Interesting also, during that particular interview, she decided to reveal the fact that she could possibly, you know, apparently she teased the journalist with, do you want to know a secret? She was going to be returning to the platform of social media. Well, as ever with Meghan, things have taken a turn for the worst. And according to a very good source, that's now been halted, simply because, and this is the deal, Meghan apparently really wanted to use the platform to, you know, unmask the untruths, as it were, that are printed about her on a daily basis or said about her on a daily basis around the world, perhaps even taking upon herself to remark about certain, shall we say, salacious stories in things like Courtiers and Revenge by Tom Bower. According to a very good source, let me explain, Meghan has been politely reminded that this wouldn't be a very good idea, simply because, of course, you know, you open a different can of worms, as they say. If she starts to go back at these particular individuals, that could only open the story further and prove more damaging. The difficulty, of course, for someone like Meghan, who did enjoy a very vibrant sort of active life on social media prior to settling into marrying Prince Harry and for a short duration part of the British monarchy, I think she truly misses it. And as we've told you before, make no mistake, there are numerous accounts under different names that they keep a track on of people who are saying, writing and debating and discussing the two ex-royals. But for Meghan, seemingly, she wanted her voice back on social media like she has on podcasting. But once again for Meghan, it looks like this isn't the right time or indeed the right move. Will it ever be? Or indeed has she decided to cut it, unlike she said in that now famous magazine interview? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.